Hey guys, freaking excited to this part of the book. This is one of the reasons why I went crazy on candle magics. It's one of my strong points about myself, and I'm so happy. So the section here, and The Craft by Dorothy Morrison, which I terribly love, she has a little enchantment in the beginning. She talks about in here color and its purposes. When it comes to candles, if you really want more information, head over to my little candle series, my candle magic series. Those kind of help and help you with a little more info. For this video, it's going to be kind of brief-ish, hopefully. So, candles. When you pick up a candle, it's typically white. Most of the candles people get is white because it's universal color. But for a witch, or for a practitioner, or for a witch, or Wiccan, or pagan, or whatever, when you're doing spellcraft, certain colors influences or increases or decreases things in life. Colors is really big, and I come across a lot of people who actually just stick with strictly with white, which is totally purpose. It's totally okay because it has its purpose. White is a universal color. It's pretty much all the spectrum of light everywhere. And I know some people just work with only black candles. It's just, I think it's all about preference, but I like to be colorful. I'm not wearing a colorful shirt now, but oh well. So the colors. Each color's influences our mind to relate to a situation. My color for love will be pink, while others will be green, or other person will be red, or another person will be blue. So these are strictly the basic color charts that she has in this section in page 34 to 35. It's pretty much basic, it's pretty much universal, everyone follows this, but you can go off on your own and your own colors. Just make sure you write it down in your book of shadows so you can memorize it for later purposes, or you might reflect over later and be like, wow, why did I thought that? So typically I'm just going to go through them really quickly, and then I want to talk about anointing the candles and whatnot. So anointing the candles will be like next video, so don't worry, this is not going to be a long video. So typically black is used for the crone aspect and the triple moon. It's also used for earth. It's also used for banishing, removing, what other purposes it uses for. It's also to absorb certain things that you want to get rid of. Ultimately enough, a black candle is an amazing candle. Pale blue, which is kind of like a grayish blue, those are usually for kind of calm, relax, collective. It's kind of like upping your strength of self-confidence more of anything in the world. It also removes certain, like in here she says anxiety, loss of control. It's pleasant dreams. She has pleasant dreams here. That's kind of cool. A dark blue, which is kind of like an indigo blue, that I use. This is to, if you need if you need to get organized and add some structure to your life, this is the color for you. It is a wonderful hue in evoking the water element or calling upon the feminine deities, which is dark blue. It's I don't know, icing the really dark blue where it's like indigo-ish. Amazing color. Brown, which many people were freaked out by my candle magic series that no one doesn't really talk about brown candle. No one doesn't really use brown candles in their craft as much. But in here she talks about if you tend to be bouncing off the walls with excessive energy, try brown. It works. It's great for grounding. It's great for all this stuff, common sense and stability into your life. Most people forget. I usually, for me personally, I use brown candles to relate to animals. I try to stick to what their elemental ruler-wise with the candles with them, but for a universal color, kind of like how we use white for everything, brown will be something I would pick for animals. It deals with plenty of things. It's also good for, like she said, grounding, which I think is common. Gold is usually represent for the god. I have gold candle on my right side of my altar, which I represent the god. It represents the richness in him, and I only use gold strictly for that. I don't use gold for anything. I know some people use it for finance. Some people use it for like gambling or luck or money of that sort, because gold, pirates, arg, Green is something that people use for the earth element. It's also commonly used for money. It's used for stability. It's used for many things. It also used for enriches your life and spiritually. It's a growth candle. It's a growth color to me. Lavender, which is one of my favorite colors, and it's really hard for me to find lavender colored candles that are really cheap for me to use. She says in here, it's a fabulous sense reliever. I'm thinking lavender. When I hear the word lavender, I think of the herb, and it's more relaxing, a complete balance and mentality and tranquility all mixed in one. Mauve. This color tends to bring incorporation of others who are most open to people to work with. It's worked well with deal with the increase of intuitive, psychic powers, and self-trust and self-confidence. I've never came across that candle yet. Orange is another killer candle that I use for animals as well. And I think it's because of the whole support system that I see here on Facebook every now and then, that they use brown and orange together as an animal. Especially orange support animals, and the little ribbon. That's what I was trying to go for. This is a very good color for motivation. Every now and then when I feel like I'm too grounded, or I'm static, or I feel like I'm stuck and I can't move, like I'm bound, I would light a little tiny little orange candle and put a little bit of a crispy, clean, like cypress oil on top of it to pump me out of the rut I was in. It's a really good candle. Watch out. It's just like energy drinks. Watch out. It's like coffee. Watch out. Sometimes you can have too much energy and you would be scattered, and then you have to use another candle to calm you down, which you're going to have this whole up or downer problems. And we don't want that. Peach is a really safe color it's a reassuring color. It's a color that uses for like pretty much safety. It's also for nurturing. It's also for caring or growth. It's also good for children. It's a common color for children. Copal kind of goes with that a little bit. Those color candles kind of bounce off each other for children, I would say. Pink is, of course, self-love, beauty, inner self. It's pretty much working on yourself as much. Pink is also another color for the triple aspect of goddesses that I use. I use pink as maiden. The reason so is because pink is a color, then it goes to red, which is the mother aspect, which is a deeper color, and then it goes really deep color, it goes to black, which is the current aspect. I like to keep that color spectrum together. Some people use white for the maiden. Purple is a really good color for job interviews. Most people don't really think of such things. When you're using purple candle, it brings up the self-confidence and also helps you sell yourself to the company, so you can be bought. Technically, that's what interviews is all about, selling yourself. But it also is good for self-assurance. It's also good deals with justice. Never mind the whole common thing that is used for psychicness and the whole entire psychic aspect world. When you're doing things intuitively, add a purple candle plus a blue candle, and you will be set intuitively. I use those two colors together. Red, of course, everyone knows what red is all about. Love. It's all about power and courage, and it's such a bold color, and it's such a common color that everyone uses. So I use red for a mother as much as possible. I don't like the color red. It's kind of the least of my favorite colors in the whole world, so that's what I do. Silver is commonly used for the goddess aspect in your craft and a common Wiccan altar you'll see. I use silver a lot for things of quickness. That with magenta, which I am surprised she didn't put in here. Magenta is also another color candle that is used for quick, instant spells, and it's really hard to find, for me, it's really hard to find here to get an authentic, pure, 100% magenta color, because sometimes they do this huge pink fuchsia color, and when you burn it, it just turns different. So anyways, teal is one of my favorite colors in the world. Teal not only brings equality, footing to a practice in spirituality, but it also makes you feel like you can handle even the most instrumental problems. Use it to work with getting the handle of practical meetings. So it sounds like it's a practical color. I've never worked with that color yet. Turquoise is something okay, but turquoise is a really workaholic color. It says right here, It's a must for workaholics. This color forces you to take a step back and look at your workload through new eyes. So it kind of throws you outside and makes you see the bigger picture and things. White being the common color for everything. Use white. When in doubt, use white for everything, because if you have a candle that you don't have and you need that certain candle color, white will be the one to go to if you don't. So it's a great substitute candle. Last but not least is yellow, which I use for air. I use a lot of yellows for just me in general, because I'm a Gemini. So I use a lot of yellows to connect with myself or incorporate me in the spell or the ritual. It's one of my astral colored candles. I use yellows. Sometimes I go to blue because it's my favorite color, because I resonate with blue a lot. Clearly, you can see my room. But yeah, anyways, those are the color of the candles. Don't be ashamed to use them. Don't be ashamed to make your own little definitions and how you relate to certain colors in your everyday life. So till then, make sure you record that in your bookshelves. So till then, thank you for watching and subscribing, and like always, blessed be.